Watch a tour professional hit an iron shot and pay attention to the sound. Not the flight, not the trajectory, not where it lands. The sound. That pure, clicking compression that tells you everything you need to know before the ball has traveled 10 yards. It is not a coincidence. It is not athleticism. It is not strength. It is the product of 5 specific mechanical fundamentals applied consistently every single time. The frustrating reality for most amateur golfers is that they are not far from producing that same sound. Fat shots, thin shots, inconsistent contact. These are not random. They have causes, and every cause has a correction that is simpler than most people expect. Here are the 5 keys to making consistent, solid contact with your irons. Tip 1. Stop trying to lift the ball. This is the most common mistake in amateur golf and the one that causes the widest variety of bad shots simultaneously. The instinct to help the ball into the air is natural. The ball is on the ground. Air is above it. If you want the ball to go up, you need to get under it. The logic seems obvious. The logic is wrong. Your irons are already designed to launch the ball. The loft built into every club, from the steep angle of a pitching wedge to the shallower angle of a 4-iron, does the work. The moment you try to assist by scooping with your hands or hanging back to get under the ball, you interfere with the mechanics the club was engineered to perform. When you scoop, the club bottoms out before it reaches the ball. The lowest point of your swing arc passes behind the ball and the club head is already rising when it makes contact. The result is either a fat shot, where the ground absorbs the energy before the club reaches the ball, or a thin shot, where the rising club catches the ball on its leading edge. The correction is counterintuitive but immediate. Instead of thinking about getting the ball in the air, think about hitting down and through it. Imagine the ball getting in the way of your swing, as if you were taking a divot and the ball simply happens to be there. Ball first, turf second. A proper iron shot produces a divot starting at the ball position, extending forward toward the target. That divot is evidence of correct contact. Tip 2. Check your ball position. You can have a mechanically sound swing and still produce consistently poor contact if the ball is not in the right position. Ball position is one of the most neglected fundamentals in recreational golf because it is invisible. There is nothing dramatic about where you place a ball at address, so most golfers never examine it. The general guideline is straightforward. Short irons, pitching wedge through 9-iron, should sit near the center of your stance. Mid-irons, 7 and 8-iron, should be 1 ball width forward of center. Long irons and hybrids should be 2 ball widths forward of center. Ball position matters because it determines where in your swing arc the club reaches the ball. Too far back in the stance and the club is still descending steeply at contact. It should be detected, creating low pulled shots. Too far forward and the club has already begun its ascent, producing thin contact and weak fades. The simplest drill is to lay an alignment stick on the ground perpendicular to your target line at the ball position you want to establish. Hit 20 to 30 shots setting up to that same position every time. The goal is not to think about ball position during the swing. It is to make your setup instinctive through repetition. Consistency in setup produces consistency in contact. Tip 3. Keep your weight moving forward. The weight distribution difference between good iron players and high handicappers is one of the most visually obvious distinctions in the game, and one of the most consistently overlooked by players trying to fix their ball striking. High handicappers tend to hang back on their trail foot through the impact zone. This happens for the same reason as the scooping problem. The instinct to support the ball's upward flight by keeping weight behind it. The result is a swing arc that bottoms out behind the ball, producing exactly the fat and thin contact the player was trying to avoid. At address, start with approximately 55% of your weight on your lead side. This is a slight forward lean that sets the tone for the entire swing. As you move through the downswing and into impact, feel your chest and belt buckle driving toward the target. The hips should clear, the chest should follow, and the weight should be moving decisively to the lead foot. The checkpoint is your finish position. If you can hold a balanced finish with nearly all your weight on your lead foot, your trail foot up on its toe, your body facing the target, your weight transfer through impact was almost certainly correct. Tip 4. Improve your low point control. Low point control is the specific skill that separates elite iron players from everyone else, and it is the one most golfers have never heard explained. The low point of your swing is exactly what it sounds like, the lowest position the club head reaches during the swing arc. Tour professionals consistently place this low point slightly in front of the golf ball, which is why they make ball-first contact and produce that downward compression that launches the ball with trajectory and spin. Average golfers place the low point behind the ball, which is the root cause of most poor iron contact. The drill that trains this most effectively is also the most immediately feedback-rich. Place a towel on the ground approximately 4 inches behind the golf ball. Your task is to hit the ball without touching the towel. If the towel gets hit first, your arc is bottoming out behind the target. If you miss the towel and make clean contact with the ball, your low point is in the right place. 10 minutes with this drill will produce more immediate improvement in contact quality than most golfers experience in months of unfocused practice. The drill forces the correction rather than simply describing it. Tip 5. Rotate through impact. The final piece, and the one that ties everything together, is body rotation through the hitting zone. Many golfers stop turning their body and try to generate power through the hands at impact. This produces what instructors call flipping, the hands rolling over through the strike in an attempt to add speed, which closes the face inconsistently and removes the stable, compressive impact that flush iron contact requires. The body powers the swing. The hands react to the body. When your chest keeps rotating through the shot, when your shirt buttons are pointing at the target by the time you reach the finish, the club delivers squarely and consistently. When the body stops and the hands take over, the delivery is unpredictable. The image that works for most golfers is to think about your shirt buttons. At address, they face the ball. At impact, they should be facing just past the ball. At the finish, they should face the target. If your buttons are still pointing at the ground through impact, your rotation has stopped. Rotate through every time. The 5 keys: hitting down rather than lifting, correct ball position, forward weight transfer, low point control, and full rotation, are not independent. They work as a system, each one supporting the others, but each one also produces measurable improvement when applied individually. Pick one. Work on it for a session, then add the next. The truth is that great iron play is rarely about finding one secret move. The best ball strikers build their swings around solid fundamentals that repeat under pressure. If you struggle with thin shots, start by checking your low point control. If you tend to hit the ground before the ball, focus on weight transfer and getting pressure into your lead side. If your shots start left and curve right, a stalled body rotation may be the culprit. If you often top the ball, make sure you're not trying to help it into the air. Remember, the loft on the club is designed to launch the ball. Your job is simply to strike it correctly. A properly struck iron creates compression, and compression creates both distance and control. The goal is not to take a huge divot. The goal is to make contact with the ball first and the turf second. Like and subscribe for more iron play breakdowns and short game fixes. Drop a comment. Which of these 5 tips do you think has been costing you the most shots? Thanks for watching.